Hey, hold up. Hold up. Am I audible? Am I here? Am I present? Am I audible? Am I here? Apparently I am here. Oh wow. Okay. Hi. Okay, so, real quick, I know that people have trouble pronouncing the name. I am so blinky. So blinky. Okay, deiulamb. It's pronounced deiulamb. It's semi-Latin. It is a, I'll explain the name later. Okay, Tatted Kitten 06. I think I know who you are. Oh god, I'm blinky. I am so blinky. Alright. Thank you for the yes. Thank you for that first time chat. I just wanted to say, all of you are wonderful. Your parents, however flawed they may be because they are human, they're wonderful for creating you. Your mother's wonderful. Your father's wonderful. Your friends, they're wonderful for supporting you. Yes, 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 that is the mood. That's the positivity that I want to establish here. That's my brand. Yes. No violence. No violence. Okay. Oh, Captain, what's good? How you doing, buddy? I've been chatting with you for so long. Glad to see you here. Alright, so, I did promise myself that I would do this one thing. I did promise myself I would do this for my very first stream. This is important to me. I'm not going to do it for very long, but let me swap over real quick. All right, cool. Okay. So I'm running RetroArch, right? This is the deiulamb Mega Bezel shader. Let me see. Audio should be working here, right? Yeah, I know. The scan lines are probably super obnoxious, but you know what? This is pretty authentic to the experience I had playing this as a kid. While I didn't have this set-top box when I first had an NES, this kind of TV is what I generally played on for a while. So it's very nostalgic to me. Now, as far as Super Mario Brothers goes, you know what? It is a classic, but as far as controls go, maybe it doesn't hold up too well, because the acceleration is so wild. It feels so floaty. It feels like I am driving a vehicle named Mario. As you can see, I'm going backwards. I am running. I am not getting hit. I am not dying. I am not embarrassing myself right now. Yeah. Oh god, I am doing it. Yes, I got that flag. Yes, I'm going into that castle. 5,000 points. Those are mine. Those are my points. I got that. That's me. But now I gotta reset. Now I gotta reset. No, not going into the quick menu. Don't need to adjust anything else. Alright. So, the emulator here has this convenient little crosshairs to represent an NES zapper. But I'm going to go ahead and hit Game C. I'm going to shoot clay because, believe it or not, I am actually opposed to killing cute animals. Yeah, 2 frisbees. I got 2 frisbees. I'm a gamer. I am a first-person shooter gamer, and it is official. It's canon. Oh. 1, 2. Haven't missed them yet. I didn't do it yet. Coming for that crown. Coming for that Mina crown. Yes. A. Full. All red. blood red, but it's not blood because it's frisbees, because we're not violent here. We're not violent. Okay. Okay, I did it. Because I thought it would be nice to come full circle, the very first game I happened to play was the Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt combo cartridge that came with the NES Power Pack. Or was it the Control Pack? I need to look that up. But, I felt that playing the very first video game that I ever played live, on air, would be very appropriate. There is a story. I do have a story. When I was a wee lamb, a very wee lamb, baby lamb, right? Baby lamb. My first Christmas present was actually, it was gonna be a choice. My parents were choosing between two potential gifts. So, Lone Wolf and Cub style, they had me go to the toy store. And they had me play with these two toys because I gravitated towards them, you know? First was a train set. And the train set was apparently complex, had these tracks, had a big old train with a bunch of cars attached to it. And they saw the way my eyes glistened as I saw the choo-choo. The choo-choo go fast. The choo-choo go fast around, right? I want you to imagine that wonder. However, there was another option. There was a kiosk. There was a kiosk with this newfangled computer gaming console called a Nintendo Entertainment System. And then the glisten in my eyes, just like the eyes you see on my model right now. Look at them. They grew even brighter. The glisten eclipsed the light and all the stars in the sky. All the stars in the sky who are our friends. Yes. The game that was on the kiosk was the Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt compilation cartridge. And my wee little hands touched that Nintendo controller for the first time, and even though I was just a wee lamb, I managed to control Mario. I'm pretty sure I ran into a Goomba. I'm pretty sure that very first Goomba killed me. Probably 2 or 3 times. But I did it. I totally did it. Now, I would like to move on to the next thing. So first things first. Actually, let me stall. Because I'm opening up files. I am opening up files as a first-time streamer. I am so glad I have 3 monitors right now. 2 monitors, actually. 2 monitors and a drawing tablet. Because some of you might know, but I draw stuff. Yeah, I draw stuff. Yeah, and I, let's see. I am also a painter. Well, a novice painter. I do that as a hobby. I'm not super big into it. But I do have a few paintings over at a little gallery nearby in town. Maybe. I think I've actually posted them. I posted them. They were like landscapes. They were like landscapes based on the seasons. So I guess I am officially an artist now. And that's fine. I'm not an artist who has made any cash whatsoever. But, well, actually no. I've made a few dollars off some commissions here and there. A little more about that later. But first, let me do this thing real quick. Let me do this thing. Oh, thank you, Shoddy. Oh, okay, they looked pretty. Yeah, that was the I do these abstracts that are like collages. I like to make art out of trash, like magazine scrapings, newspaper clippings, detritus, if you will. I like to do that. I like to create things from things that people would otherwise throw away, because nothing in this world is truly broken. Everything is special. All of you are special. Okay. Why are you not working? Why are you not? Hold up. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. I am surprised. I don't think that was up. I don't think that was up at all. Okay. Let me double check something. I need to see why this isn't capturing. Oh, delete that. I'll delete that. Sure. I will delete that. Let's see. You know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I do this thing? Da, 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 da. Let's see. I mean, there are things I want to figure out, of course. There are so many technical things that I have to figure out here. And I'm glad. I am glad for the mistakes that I'm making right now. These mistakes represent learning. Learning, yes. This is not embarrassment. No, being embarrassed is not a kink I have. Nah. No, that's not my thing. What is my thing is sharing who I am with all of you. Now, why won't you work? Why won't you work? Yeah, window. I want to share you right now, window. Okay, let's test something out. Let's test it out. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, that is so full screen. That is super full screen. But you know what? I can adjust that. I can adjust that. I can adjust that right here. Live. I'm doing it live. I'm doing it super live. And we're gonna go there. Yes, that's what we're doing. Yes, okay. I did it. I did it. I super did it. Okay. My media player is still going, so I need to swap songs real quick. This is such a lovely track, by the way. Let me go over. Yeah, I purchased a bunch of music off Fiverr, because I'm pretty extra. This song, currently tentative title fields, was by Ali _ on the guitar. His Fiverr link, I believe, for this job is no longer up. He might be taking a bit of a hiatus. More on that later. But let's see. Okay. This track. I think this track is working. I think this track is playing. I love this track. This track goes with me talking. And as you can see, I like to talk. I like to meander. But I also like to educate. Yes, yes. Okay, so. Yes, my name is deiulamb. Deiulamb. Think Latin, right? Latin. The name itself is a Xenogears reference. Xenogears. Okay, so spoilers for like 20-year-old JRPG. The main antagonist of that game is a giant alien computer called Deus, because Deus, aka God, is an unloving mechanical construct. Yes, and lamb, in that game, lamb, i.e. lambs of God, lamb is a pejorative term. The thing about pejorative terms, about slurs, and lambs are slurs, or pejorative slurs tied to class. Yes. So lamb is actually a synonym for, proletariat, right? So deiulamb is a term that means, one, I did kind of like Xenogears as a kid growing up because I was edgy. I was edgy. Like, how edgy? This edgy. This edgy. I was this edgy. Everyone go play Xenogears eventually. Yeah. Occupation. I'm a curator. I'm a curator of content. I'm a curator of art. I'm a curator of media. I am a little lamb on a little farm. And I want to share things with everybody that I think are neat. Age. I'm not going to give you an exact age. No, creeper. No. No, you cannot take my identity and steal my passwords and reset them. However, I will let you know that I am a millennial boomer. And I sort of hate the way that language evolves over time, but I guess the baby boomers have been defeated. We beat them. But now, we the millennials, we are the monsters. Well, we became the monsters to defeat the monsters. So now we're boomers now, according to TikTok. My Western zodiac sign is Aquarius, which is apparently a very airy, aloof sign. That aloofness you could see in my curly hair and sideburns. Yes. Chinese zodiac sign is the fire rabbit, which is appropriate because rabbits are cute. They are adorable. They not as cute as lambs, but they tend to do their own thing. But I'm a fire rabbit, and fire rabbits are on fire. They are hot-blooded. They are passionate. They will scorch you in flames. I'm fire type. I am a fire type Pokemon trainer. Height. Okay, so I had trouble deciding this one, but I'm going with 4 feet / 122 centimeters because that is about the height of a Gretsuko. An Agretsuko, I think. Yeah, because I did model this model after Sanrio characters. Like your Hello Kitties, your Baditz Marus, and of course your Agretsukos. So I think that this is like an appropriate height for me. Alright. Actually, you know what? I have a little space here. I can do this thing. Hell yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Alright. So you are also an Aquarius shoddy. That's cool. I can sense that because I think we have similar vibes. We have super similar vibes. We're chill. We have our particular predilections about the kinds of images we find titillating. Yes, and those are known. That's who we are. We put ourselves out there. Put ourselves out there, no judgment. That's right. Yeah, I know, you've got a question that you wanted me to answer. I will answer that a little later. But first, likes. Okay, this is a lot. Activities, hobbies, things I like to do. I like art. I think some of you know that. I mean, this model, I've spent a few months sketching designs on my iPad with Procreate, trying to narrow down something I liked. And what wound up happening is I went with a simple sort of corduroy jacket, right? These floppy lamb ears. Now the color scheme, I was originally going to be white, all white, right? All Caucasian. But no, it was Mim Meow hooked me up with this cute blue peach color scheme, like peach, yellow, beige, something like that, right? And I thought it was really adorable. And turns out, we both looked this up. There's actually a ton of sheep and lamb characters with this color scheme, which kind of blew our minds because we never noticed it, but they're there. They're like Super Animal Royale has this color scheme for the lamb character, and like you have to play a lot to unlock this because it's valuable. This is a valuable color scheme. I am valuable. I like to cook. Actually, as a matter of fact, yeah, this morning I had my usual Saturday morning breakfast, which is usually sort of like a variation of the full English. That's going to be bacon, sausage, eggs, beans, potatoes, specifically shredded hash browns, although I know that the full English usually has something called boil and something. It's like it's like fried mashed potatoes mixed with vegetables. That's what they do. Bubble and squeak. Yeah, they call it bubble and squeak. Let's see. But I like to cook. But tied to cooking is my my love of making cocktails. I used to bartend privately at a few parties here and there back in the day. There is something fun about getting people inebriated with customized drinks, customized spirits that help lift souls. I do believe that certain spirits and certain alcohol content levels bring out certain personalities in people. And I think it takes a true artist. I think it takes a true empath to imbibe people with booze in a way that keeps them safe and happy and helps melt all their troubles away. So tabletop RPGs, yes, I play those. I used to be a DM. Actually, I did a little bit of writing for some tabletop related material. I like to roll dice. That's right, I like to roll dice and make up stories on the fly. In fact, I may have made up every single thing that I have said just now in the last 20 minutes. I just spew content from my mouth. That's right. That's right. So if you pair a desire to tell stories. Wait, did I have beans on toast? Yes, I did make beans. I actually made black-eyed peas this morning. Black-eyed peas, it's like mixed together with some turkey tail. Yeah, turkey tail, and it was like a mushroom slurry with cooked in chicken broth. Yeah. And greens. Yeah, there were some collard greens in there too. So yes, I did have beans and toast. And you know what? Beans for breakfast is pretty awesome. It's actually pretty great. You could do Bush's baked beans. The flavor profile on those are a little sweet, a little too sweet for what the typical full English uses, which is like cans of Heinz beans. But that might be hard to come by in the States. If you are in Europe, that may be easier to come by. What is a turkey tail? Okay, it is actually a gland that attaches the tail of the turkey to its body. It's not its ass. It's not turkey ass. It is turkey tail. But it's not literally the tail. It's just the gland, the piece of meat that connects the tail to a turkey, which is usually actually discarded from those whole turkeys that you get. Those whole frozen turkeys that you get. This gland happens to be very meaty, very fatty, very delicious. It is a delicacy, and It's so damn good. So, oh yeah, I go all out on Saturday morning breakfast. Come on now. So writing, I write sometimes. I write things. Well, I used to write a lot of, God. Back in the day, I used to write fan fiction, like as a kid. As an edgy teenage lamb, did some fan fiction. I'm not sharing any of that with you. Moving on. Graphic design. It's my passion. Graphic design is my passion. Sometimes graphic design being my passion means laboring over the kind of design that I want, and then just not being able to come up with something I like, and then hating myself. But fortunately, there is taking design. So this overlay here, I got it from Canva. I just converted it from like a greeting card sized design to a 1920 by 1080 desktop thing. And I actually have the credits for the designer coming up later on. But yeah, I used to design stuff for newspapers, ads, layout, editorial layout, like designing editorial layout, designing magazines, designing that particular combination of text and prose and images is actually an unsung art that goes unappreciated, by a lot of people. Yeah, like a hobby of mine sometimes is just to buy and collect magazines and newspapers just because I like the designs, because I like the way specific designers play with content and images, presenting information in a way that is entertaining and aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It's such a complex art, such a complex craft. So yeah, graphic design is my passion. Game design, I did write a little bit. Earlier I mentioned writing some stuff for tabletop. And I can share that with you a little later, but yeah, I wrote some D&D third-party related material because that's how much of a dork I am, and I'm proud of it. I haven't done much lately in that field. Maybe I will get back into that. But like tabletop RPGs are just traumatic. Sometimes the experiences that you have with people are so intimate and so intense that it can get a little extreme. I'll get back. I'll get back into that. Maybe I will share that here on stream one day. But let's see. I like to read. I like to read stuff. I like to read poems. I do like to read poems. I'm an emotional person. And good poets have ways with words that can stir your soul and leave you trembling just with periods and semicolons and letters on paper. I have simplified that emotion in a way that it doesn't deserve, but it is true. I also like to read the news because there are many things that make me angry about the world forever, and I need to be aware of them at all times so I can argue with people. I don't read a lot of books. I don't read a whole lot of books. Oh yes, Tatted, you are that gay barbarian. Oh, I mean, I figured that's who you were. Wait, kitten. You do like cats. I wonder, is that your persona? A kitten. Fiction. I don't read as much prose as I would like. I don't read as many novels as I would like. I have read some, and I'll get into that a little later as well. Chess. I do play chess. I play it badly. I am not competitive at all. But I will see you in chess at the bar, and I will win. Okay, speeding through this music, game and anime soundtracks. Yes, I am that dork who likes to listen to OSTs of my nerd media. Because it's so good. It's usually really good. Because music that is set to narratives, music meant to be the backdrops to stories, is usually really emotional. Usually has a strong melody that I can hum to, and play in the back of my head to tell myself that I am going to beat the final boss today. Jazz, 90s hip-hop. Yeah, I'm a dork. I like jazz. I mean, listen to this song. Listen to this song. I call this song lamb-splaining because it's perfect for talking and explaining things. 90s hip-hop, 90s R&B. I grew up in California in the early 90s, and then grew up in New Jersey in the late 90s. Exposed to different types of hip-hop and R&B as a kid. And yeah, that gets to me. 90s electronica. I mean, yes, I was a 90s kid. I was an edgy late 90s kid. So of course the electronica was my thing. Latin jazz. My father is a conguero. That means that he plays salsa. And as a kid, I may not have appreciated salsa that much, but now, and actually, if you play the game Tropico, especially Tropico 3 and 4, they have rock and Latin jazz soundtracks. No, just maybe it's the inner Latino, in me. I'm a Latino lamb. I'm a half Latino lamb. But when I hear Latin jazz, my ass does shake. Also, as a lamb, I do have a tail. I have a little tail. I haven't drawn it yet because I haven't drawn my character sheet. But the tail is tucked underneath the jacket, so it's not going to be visible most of the time. The tail is not covered in shit, contrary to popular belief. Many lambs may shit themselves and have shit-covered tails. I don't. I wipe my ass. I'm not an incel. I like lo-fi hip-hop. I commissioned a little bit of lo-fi hip-hop. In fact, this track, maybe you might consider it a little bit lo-fi-y, a little bit hip-hop-y, but it's definitely more jazz-influenced. But yeah, stuff like Nujabes. Absolutely loved. Major influence growing up. Okay, classic rock, alternative rock. Yeah, that might be the Caucasian American side of me, because there's a little bit of that. I do have a little bit of that. But I like Chicago, right? I like the Eagles. I like those bands. I like that era. Alternative rock? Yeah, I mean, I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like Stone Temple Pilots. I like that particular early mid-90s era of listless Gen X rockery. It speaks to me. Chiptune music. Okay, similar to the game and anime soundtracks. I love that shit. Shows, 90s sitcoms, yes, sure. I love Married with Children. I love Martin. Those shows are a little bit problematic today, but you know what? I kind of grew up on them. But you know what? I also liked Frasier. I liked Frasier a lot. Friends, Seinfeld, not so much. But Frasier? That was my shit. The Wire, The Shield, both crime dramas that are intricate. The best character you ever played was the gay barbarian. No, The Wire, The Shield, these intricate shows that talk about the systematic conditions that lead to crime, that lead to organized crime. I have not sold these shows very well. You should go watch them. Twin Peaks, it's weird as hell. I love it, of course. Longmire. Okay, I need to talk about Longmire just a little bit. It's a Western. It's a modern Western, and you could see the show on Netflix. But it's about this good old boy sheriff who uses cowboy common sense, cowboy wisdom to tackle crimes instead of, forensic science. because good old boy Cowboy Wisdom is able to defeat obscurities, able to defeat crime scenes and get you to the truth. Also, Longmire is weird because it's set in this it has a setting, Absaroka County, which is in what? No, not Colorado, not Montana, not Wyoming. Somewhere north Midwest. And like every crime usually involves some weird ass ethnic group in the county. I think the IRA is in one episode. You've got the Pennsylvania Dutch in another episode. It's like a United Nations of people who live there and then commit the crimes. Yeah, everyone commits crimes. Breaking Bad, everyone knows about this show. The first, everything but the last couple of seasons are great. The Magicians, go watch that shit. Go watch it, because Harry Potter no longer exists. We don't have to talk about that show anymore. Or we don't have to talk about those movies. We don't have to talk about those books, because The Magicians exists. And it's better. Because we don't have Asian characters named after snakes. And 30 Rock is pretty funny. Okay, the Big O, Gurren Lagann. I like giant mecha shows. Giant Robo. Oh, good God, that's great. Mobile Suit Gundam, Ranma 1/2 was a sexual revolution. Harley Quinn's hilarious. This is the Boondocks. Konosuba, Avatar, yeah, everyone likes this. Everyone likes these. Oh my God, do I have to talk about all of this? No. Okay, look, I like certain American comic books from the 2000s. The 2000s, early 2010s. Let's see. Anything by Matt Fraction. Well, not anything by Matt Fraction. Jonathan Hickman, Grant Morrison. Those guys were great. Manga. Buddha was a sort of a revolutionary one for me, as far as something very spiritual. I think Osamu Tezuka's best work, maybe besides Phoenix. Let's see, books. Autobiography of Malcolm X. Yes, I read the hell out of that book. It helped form, at a formative time in my life, certain theories, certain political theories and outlooks that I have to this day. Night by Eli Wiesel, that's something I read in an entire day. 1984, Great Gatsby. I enjoy narratives about... I enjoy stories about really bad times masked by a society that tries to mask those times and people who endure them, usually tragically. On Earth for Briefly Gorgeous was written by one Ocean Vuong. His poetry is fantastic. I highly recommend that to everybody. Holy crap. Oh, yeah. I went in. I think I went in on this. I went super in. Because games are a thing that I can talk about all day. And I'll try not to. I'm gonna try not to talk about this all day. But let's see. Yeah. I'll start here. I like a wide variety of things. You might call me a variety streamer, right? Let's see. How is Longmire's... Yeah, is Longmire's with the Indians that sell drugs? Yes. But a ton of things. It's also about, like, about a sad cowboy dad. Megas XLR is good. Too bad you can't really watch it anymore. Yeah, Harley Quinn is probably the best animated comedy around right now. I haven't watched Archer recently. Okay, let's see, fighters. This might be the genre of game I have played the most in my life. Okay, shoot. Let's see, Third Strike. This was the game that made me want to learn how to actually play a fighting game. Because fighting games at that time, command inputs, having to having to move your thumb in a directional motion before pressing buttons and getting that time just right was so confusing to a little lamb. Even though I played stuff like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat back in the day, I never really played them until I saw how beautiful Third Strike was. And then I decided, you know what, I'll learn. I will learn how to beat ass. And I've been beating ass all day, every day, ever since then. Like, 15 years of beating ass. About 22 years of beating ass. CVS2, very much in the same way. That game just feels fun. It has a great cast of characters, and Sagat's awesome. Persona 4 Ultimax, the only Arc System game that I had played to a respectable degree, because that game feels so tight. I love the personas. I love the animation. Character designs are on point. Incredibly fun game to play. So glad that you can play it on modern platforms right now. Def Jam Fight for New York. Yes, everyone played this game if you were a mid-2000s kid. It was incredibly fun. I enjoyed throwing rappers into subway trains. I enjoyed throwing other players' creative characters who would inevitably look like them. I enjoyed throwing my friends into trains. Melty Blood, Eternal Fighter Zero. I played these games on my laptop while I went to college, and instead of actually studying and reading books, and that's why I dropped out. Street Fighter 4, yeah, I played that back in 2008, back when I tried to get back into college, and instead I spent a lot of my time playing Street Fighter 4, and that's why I dropped out again. Same with Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Tekken, that game does not change. Okay, it does change a little bit. It changes a little bit. But that game is, it's cool. It's cool. Aquapaza, the best janky Dojin, well, it's not really a Dojin game, but it may as well be. The best janky Street Fighter 2 clone on the PS3. And Smash Ultimate, I bought this game and supported it for the trailers, for the character reveals, for that hype. I don't regret it. So I am a fan of action games, 2D games, platformers. Now, I could have taken this list, right? I could have taken it and I could have divided it up into more, into like platformers, Metroidvanias, run and guns, shmups. I didn't, because then we'd be here all day. But that's just a number of games that I grew up with, very passionate about. First-person shooters, I have not played a ton of. It's actually a genre I got into much later. 2010, 2012. Yeah, I didn't play Doom until like 2012 when I first got Steam, because I got into PC gaming relatively late. But I bit the bullet. I bought myself a graphics card. Let's see. Yeah, bought myself a graphics card to play Doom. No, to play stuff like Half-Life 2 and Portal. And, let's see. Overwatch 2 makes you sad. You know, I may as well talk a little bit about it now. I put Overwatch here because it was a game that it was the only first-person shooter I spent a decent amount of time playing competitively. It was trash. Now, the game itself is okay. The community was trash. The randos were trash. Yes, I was upset because I couldn't play my main, Mei. Mei was my main. But every team of randos I would get in with, they sucked, so I played Mercy out of the kindness of my heart. I was healer. No one wants to be healer. Healer's not fun, but you know what? I was healer. I ran up on every Leroy Jenkins, and I healed them. I put myself at risk to make sure that they could live on to fight another day. And, you know, inevitably, we would lose every game. Yeah, that would happen. But, you know, at the end of an Overwatch match, you usually give your teammates, you know, props, big ups, whatever. And I would get upset because sometimes I wouldn't get props. I was the one sacrificing my fun, my time, keeping everybody alive. Do I get props? No. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. Activision Blizzard deserves nothing. I hope Overwatch 2 fails. It's a shame that Microsoft bought them because now they can't go bankrupt. I have played a ton of RPGs. By the way, so this list goes from very actiony titles, very Twitch actiony arcade games to more narrative experiences, because I like games. I like games of all genres. Well, not all genres, but I do like games of many genres. Whether they are twitchy, dumb, button mashery, or if they are thoughtful, contemplative art games. Yeah, but stuff like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, these are revelations to me growing up. Arcanum was my first real Western RPG, modeled in the sort of D&D style. That was a fun game. Beautiful soundtrack. Very orchestral and melancholy. And that's my jam. Let's see. System Shock 2. Yeah, some people would consider that a first-person shooter, but I think that the character customization in that game is so complex and so important to it that it's I think the RPG-ness of that game overrides the first-person shooteriness of it. And I say that because I spend the majority of my game like not shooting things at all, but instead running and crowbarring. Let's see. Or no, wrench. It was wrenching. System Shock 2 had a wrench because I ran Navy, the best class. I also do play Grand Blue Fantasy. It is my current favorite mobile gacha game because so many wonderful character designs in that. I should get into that a little later. Interactive fiction. I love Twine games. I love those. I love Twine games. I like games that are text and narrative heavy. I recommend everyone try these. I think I will play a few of these. Don't Shit Your Pants is awesome, and I'm so glad that Congregate has a like Flash player solution now, so you can kind of go back to Congregate and play that. I certainly will. All right. Holy shit, all these firsts. The thing about firsts, I think your initial introduction to something kind of colors the experience and establishes the context for what will come later, right? So the reason I streamed, like I said, Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt first was because that was the first game that I played. In fact, I even promised that I would stream it first in the second category here. But actually, just taking a look at this list, right? And I'm not going to go through everything because that's a lot. But going through this list, there is a ton of Mario games here. A ton of Mario games that were my introduction to different genres, and I don't know. As a kid, I liked Mario. He was an adorable little Italian man. And I think I initially modeled my life after him. My self-image after that short, pudgy creature. And that's who I am today. I grew up to be a short, pudgy creature. Let's see. I also draw fight girls. So, my goals. I want to become a more prolific artist. I think I actually did the I actually am in a gallery. I think I mentioned that, yeah. I am in a gallery right now. It's a small time thing. I think I would like to consider getting more work on canvas, getting more physical media done, and then maybe, I don't know, getting some sort of art, some art agency representation. I don't know, maybe I'll go that route. Maybe. Work on a game. You know what? Okay, I have Now, this is meant to be like a video game, right? I have worked on a game. I have worked on an interactive fiction title before. And I will share that with you one day also. But I'd like to... I don't know. I think I'd like to publish some smaller indie things. Some really, really janky material. Because I like to think about games growing into a medium of artistic expression. Going so far as to, and I think Anna Anthropy was the one who said this, imagine video games being like treasured heirlooms, passed down from like mother to daughter. Like one would pass down a blanket or a fabric or maybe a scrapbook or some beloved cherished photographs or some other art. Yes, what if games could be treasured heirlooms of ourselves? And I think that's a lofty ambition. But for something that has been so meaningful to me and meaningful to a lot of people around the world, then, you know, I think that is a natural progression. Games which are heirlooms of ourselves. Sure, I'd like to build a little community. I think I got... Actually, you know what? I have a bit of a community. I have some people, like, about a... I mean, I don't mean to look at, like, Twitter accounts or like, follower accounts, but I've got, like, hundreds of kind people who have been gracious enough to follow me on my journey in the past few years. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for all the people who look at my weird shit and then go, you know what? You might be a weirdo, but you're my weirdo. And I'm like, hell yeah. Except for the people who DM me weird ass shit. Don't do that. Only DM me weird shit if I ask you to. If I invite you. Then it's okay. Goal, become a streamer. I did that. I literally just did this. I literally did this a little under an hour ago. There, being done. Bucket list, almost complete. I knock out bucket list. I need a new bucket. Get that bag. Yes, I want to get that bag. I would love to be able to support myself and support my life doing creative, silly endeavors like this. But I can't. You know what I do instead? Other than being a curator as per my VTuber lore? I work in HR. That's right, I work in HR. And I try to be benevolent, right? Well, technically I'm a recruiter. I am a recruiter, and I try to be a benevolent recruiter, right? But sometimes that's a little tough as well. And I need to, you know, really hustle sometimes to find people to recruit for work. Short, pudgy creatures. So Captain, I know, like, people say Twitter is bad, but for me, I find so many great people. True. There are some fantastic people on social media platforms, so it can be kind of distressing when a platform does things to alienate a lot of people, because you know, sometimes these social media platforms that we have are our only means of communicating with certain individuals. And it sucks. It sucks if people have to be driven off, and it sucks if platforms have to go away due to poor business decisions. So I don't know. I try to keep a running tab. I try to have people in different places, and that's why I try to maintain a few different places. Let's see. You know, my mouse has to go between 3 different monitors. Trivia. Okay. You know what? I need to let me blow myself up for this one. Yes. Okay. So I am Pinoy. I am half Filipino. I don't speak any Tagalog. I don't speak any Ilocano, which is my mother's native tongue. I do not speak that. I don't speak it. But you know what? I do eat lumpia. I do love that. Eating rice with my hands. I don't really do that either. I don't do that. But you know what? You can. You absolutely can. I'm also half Boricua. I'm half Puerto Rican. And what that means is I'm like a big mixture of a lot of things. I took a look at my ancestry DNA results, and I have like a big pie chart that has like a lot of little slices here and there. Actually, as it turns out, Puerto Ricans have like a little bit of everything in them. I think I represent all continents except maybe Australia and Antarctica. But I do represent most continents. I do represent most peoples within this one body. Within this one body lies the genetics, the history, the dreams of humanity itself. And that's what it means to be Pinoy Boricua. Yeah, I used to be a journalist. I used to be a journalist, a graphic designer, an editor for a newspaper. I used to be the fake news. I used to create the fake news by telling the truth. And then, yes, sometimes people would get super upset at the fake news in the small town that I did this in. But you know what? That's what they get. That's what they get for being sheep and not a lamb. For being sheep and not lambs, not deiulambs, not me. I'm different from all those sheep. I'm not like all the other sheep. Anyway, yeah, I used to do that stuff. I actually met the governor of my state once. I shook his hand, knowing what I wish I kind of knew what would come later. Otherwise, I might have smacked him. I used to be a bouncer at a bar. Yeah, I know. This wee little lamb checking people into a bar, looking all aggressive and looking all angry. That's right, angry. Looking at people like, hey kid, let me see your ID. Let me see your ID, little punk. Starting shit. Don't you start shit here. Don't you start no shit. And that's what I used to do for a living. That's what I used to do. And then I had to stop doing that because working 3 jobs sucked. Published TTRPG credit. I think I really wanted people to know. I really wanted people to know that. Yes, I wrote some RPG stuff. Ran a successful Kickstarter. Yes, I kickstarted some RPG stuff. A little zine called Absconding. I meant to do. It's a D&D 5th edition zine with some classes, some lore, some monsters, some material that you could fit, and I believe that one tattered kitten in chat helped with that little Kickstarter as well. But moving on, I went to EVO. Yeah, that's right. I was a fight gamer. I was a professional fighting gamer fighter. That's right. I used to do that. No, I was super scrub. I went into pools. I never got out of pools. I went 0-2 in both my games, and that was Under Night In Birth and Samurai Showdown. I was absolute trash. But you know what? I took my L's. I embraced my L's. I hugged my L's. That's right. You hug your L's, and then you overcome your L's. Because your L's are guides. You make mistakes. You make scuffed streams that do not start right because the windows and because the programs like PowerPoint do not run the way you want them to run. But you know what? Oh, okay. What material from that are you? Oh, in the you know what? That campaign that you're in. Okay. Maybe one day I will jump into that, but you know, doing stuff like this takes time. Like I spent up to, I was up to like 3:30 in the morning making this little PowerPoint here. I mean, I could have done it earlier, but I'm like hemming and hawing over what to include and having to do research on other VTubers PowerPoints, because of course I would do that. Of course I would watch like 5 or 6 different VTuber intros to see what commonalities in their PowerPoint presentations were. The Grim. Okay, that was such a fun monster. That was such a beautiful concept, to be honest. And I drew the Gram. I drew the doggos for that too. Yeah, that was one of the highlights of that entire project for me. Yeah, not sure if to use government names here, but Mr. AE, when he wrote that, I thought that was such a beautiful piece. Really beautiful piece. So, yeah, I went to Evo, got my ass whooped. I don't care. Another piece of trivia. Okay, let's see. You know, I might be known for the Fight Girl stuff on different platformers, but as you can tell from how poorly constructed some of those fights actually look under extreme scrutiny, I don't know how to fight. I don't know how to fight other than like a couple of times where I got sucker punched as a kid, as a kitty lamb when I went to lamb school. And then those times where I returned the favor until they sucker punched him back. That's what's up. When they were least expecting it. In the shadows. I don't know how to fight. I did go to a class once. I did go to a little training session, a little Muay Thai training session. So yeah, I could throw a punch. I could throw a straight jab. I could throw an elbow. Your boy can't kick. I got stubby lamb legs. Can't kick high. I can't do it. I can't. But you know what? I could throw hands. I can't throw them far. I can only throw them a certain distance and at a certain speed with a certain amount of power. But they can be thrown. Yeah, I'd rather use my car as a weapon. Hey, Finding! How are you doing, old friend? How are you? Finding Philly, and you are actually my oldest internet friend. My oldest internet friend from when we were children. Meeting up in Pokemon forums. Discussing like old JRPG fandom, playing through Live Alive together in Japanese. Yeah, that's what we did. No, I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for you know what? Thank you for supporting me for over 20 years. Means a lot. And I hope you are well. Look at these. Look at these sideburns. Look at these ears. I mean, I'm sure that you have spent the better part of this hour looking at this wobbling model, but this is adorable. I am adorable. That's right. Me. All right, credits. I don't want to cover up everything, but okay. So while I am more or less responsible for the overall design of my model, Mim has helped out with the color scheme. Hasi also came in with a little bit of design input. Let's see, Oddhlesk, who is actually Mim's first live 2D rigger, rigged this model as well. And what he did was really turn my art into something magical. Really breathed life into the way I move around like this. Yes. Yeah! 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 I think that might have been a bit much. Okay, so far you've heard songs by Ali on the guitar. This is Barry Cotter's track, which I've called Lambsplaining. I think it's a fun song to like talk over, even if it doesn't loop correctly, because your boy wasn't able to find the way to loop a song correctly in time. But I also have some music coming from Nicolondino, I believe is how we pronounce that, and Maxgon's. Nicolondino's song is actually a very haunting song. Kind of sounds like something you may hear in a horror game a little bit. Max Gonz's track is an East Coast hip-hop inspired beat, and I hope to be able to share those with you in the near future. Hell yeah, you go and lurk. Speed run, do the dishes, any percent. Well, I assume that would be 100% completion on the do dishes speed run. But, yes, I am glad you are here. Okay, so the overlay, like I said, I straight up cribbed this from Canva. But it was by June K. Lee. As you can see, I made a little... I converted a little sheep in the corner to this blue color scheme, kind of matches mine. Also, there is a mysteriously purple pig down there. I thought that was cute. Okay, so was there anything else? Is this socials? Okay, socials. Okay, so I am actually not able to link to the... I cannot link that I am on Twitter on Twitch, because my Twitter might have some over 18 content, or I might share some over 18 content. Do not go there if you are a baby. If you're a child, always surf the internet with an adult. Preferably like your mother or father if they're not scumbags. Even though at the beginning of the stream I said that they're excellent people, everyone's flawed. Yeah, anyway, if you're a kid, get the fuck out of my Twitter. But yeah, I can't share it on Twitch because apparently that is account strikeable. But my Twitch username is the same as my username. No, sorry, my Twitter username is the same as actually all my socials. Instagram is actually pretty SFW, so not my DeviantArt or Pixiv. Only go there if you're a fucking scumbag. A Pinterest Toy House, toyhou.se. It has a bunch of OCs, and you know what? I haven't really talked about that very much today. But I have a ton of OCs because I have a ton of... I purchased a lot of adoptables from different places in the past. That's because I enjoy really interesting character designs. I like to support artists. I am actually very lucky to be in a position where I can shoot a few dollars at artists for commissions or donations or the like. I don't think that you are personally obligated to, because everyone has a different situation. However, if you are at all able to support artists that you love and whose work you appreciate, then certainly by all means, I know they would appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, I have a bunch of OCs and they can all fucking throw hands. I didn't mention it, but I do like combat sports a bit. I don't follow MMA as much as I would like to recently, even though there's like a UFC every week now or something. Part of it is the time, but when I do get a chance, I do enjoy watching dudes punch each other in the face and also kick each other in the face, and also when the ladies beat each other up. That's cool too. Everyone should resolve their conflict through mutual, respectful violence, if that is the only way. Okay, so this is super simple. I deign to assume that people would create deiulamb related fan art, although some absolutely have, and I am super appreciative of that. Actually, I think I'll share that in a little bit, but if you want to, you could use the deiulamb #deiulamb to talk about me. As for the fan name, for the longest time, I was going to go for the obvious thing. I was absolutely going to call all of you lamb chops. I was going to do that. But then a stroke of genius hit me, and I was like, you know what? No, you're more than that. You are more than an edible hunk of meat. No. What you are is family. You are family. You're my family. I am your family. We are the Deu fam. That's right. Deu fam. And I love and trust all of you to a certain degree. Deu fam. Okay, no, that name is so cool. I like that name. I like Deu fam. Okay, and that is actually it. That is it. That's it for the PowerPoint. So I get to go back to this main screen now. How long have I been streaming? How long have I been spewing nonsense? What about WWE AEW? Okay. I followed Attitude Era Wrestling back in the day. That would be late 90s, early 2000s, and I would say that era peaked when Vince McMahon bought out the WCW. I liked that era. That was fun. But for some reason, I just never got into it. I think it just sort of fell off. And I know that there's been good content, good performers afterward. And I think AEW, from what I have seen, looks great. A lot of talent there, as well as like some Japanese Joshi wrestling. So Joshi Puroresu is pretty awesome as well. I highly recommend it because Japanese women's wrestling, watching that will make you a more empathetic person. It will make you a better person. And their outfits are so beautiful. No. Joshi wrestling is great. I highly recommend that. You like lamb chops more? You could eat a lamb chop on your own time. Murderer. Okay, hold up. Let me see. I think I do got some fan art here. And I gotta share that. Well, not fan art. There are a couple commissions here and there. Let me see. Let's see. Holy shit, I think that went... Oh my god, that is so big. That's super big. But yeah, this was a Hasi soda piece, right? Yeah, this is a Hasi piece. And I am so adorable here. Look at that. Just look at that. Now the ears are a bit downward. The eyes are very, very, very anime protagonist. Look at the unease, right? Look at the unease. Look at the look at the hesitation as this young man is about to embark on a journey. But while he's looking back at us, while he is hesitant, he is about to turn around. He is about to face the future. And that is evident through the way that his jacket is fluttering, the way that he is spinning on his heel. Yes, for this one brief moment, he's looking back. He's looking back at the life that he once had and the life that he knows that he cannot return to, because you cannot return home. You can never step in the same river twice, because things change. But no, this protagonist, this lamb, he knows. He's gonna look back once, shed a single tear, and then look towards the future. Preferably a giant robot. He's gonna get in the robot. No, Hasi, you did great on this. Let me see. Let me adjust that file. Hold up. All right, so this is a piece done by a friend of mine named Hiya Sama, aka well, she goes by Abril now. But no, this is adorable. Look at this countertop. Look at that extremely fluffy hair. Look at the muscle. Look at the little muscle. Look at the It looks like it's cute because this is such an adorable face. The lighting is so dramatic. It feels like he's at the bar. I wonder how much a lamb mech, or rather what a lamb mech would look like. You know what? We'll find out. But it looks like he's at a countertop, maybe about to order a beer, get another round. Maybe this friendly-looking lamb is about to order a round for everybody at the bar, because that's the kind of guy that he is, right? Maybe he just got out of work and he wants to relax, but he's still got that smile on his face because he knows he has done a job well done. And he's here with all his friends. That's right. No, this is super cute, and I love this. Let's see. Let me swap that. Okay. All right. So this is from a friend from Instagram. What Nessa paints. She is a gifted painter who does like a lot of landscapes, a lot of emotionally charged, like personal landscape paintings. But she did grace me with this drawing of me rocking a giant brush because I paint stuff. Yes, I do. I've talked about that. As if that's a revelation. No, I like how, again, he faces the viewer, faces the camera, paintbrush in hand, giant paintbrush. A giant paintbrush, because that represents the giant canvas that he must fill. The journey of blank canvas to creation. And this big paintbrush represents his big heart. The paint representing the big bloody heart. No, I love this piece. This is so cute. Let's see, and that is actually all for now. Let's see. Hold up. I do have a couple questions though. Or rather, I do have a couple. I did ask some people for some questions that I could possibly field to answer. Let me pull one of those up. Let's see. Okay. Here's one. Which is my favorite sexy fighter? I can choose one only. Okay, if we're going to do that, if we're gonna go with a sexy fighter, all right. If we're gonna go with that, I'll go ahead and pick one real one and one fictional one, right? I'll pick one real fighter and a real. Let's see. Let's see. Hold up. You know what? Rose Namajunas is. I like her. She's a gorgeous young woman who has gone through a lot of things in her life, which makes her beautiful inside and out. And also, she would beat my ass. Let's see. Hottest OC? Hottest OC? You know what? Some of those pictures might be a bit spicy. Might absolutely be a bit spicy for internet. But how about a fighting game character? Let's see. All right, hold up. I got you. And this one might be surprising. This one might be surprising considering my lack of talking about her at all. But she is a good one. That's a WebP file. That's a WebP file. I don't want to save a WebP file. That's another WebP file. I don't want to save a WebP file. Why can't I find an actual JPEG? Okay, hold up. I got you. All right, let's go with that. Rose. Yeah, Rose. I think Rose is great. Look at that purple hair. Yes. Look at that dress. That. Look at the command of this design. this strong Italian woman, Rose. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, all right. Okay, this is one that you had, Captain. Me, I should pull that up. Okay. What fighting game do I think will finally have a chubby girl fighter, and what ideas do you think would be cool for one? Okay, all right, let's talk about this real quick. So, on a technical... All right, technically... Oh, my eyes are squinty. There we go. Technically, Street Fighter 6 is going to have a character creator, and you can use that to make a chubby girl fighter if you want. The character design, the character creator options on that one are really, really intense. You can make a lot of subtle changes to, say, a character's anatomy and face. But yeah, you can make a chubby girl fighter in Street Fighter 6 as a custom character. But as far as like an official, actual character in a fighting game franchise, Street Fighter characters tend towards muscular sort of shonen archetypes or kung fu movie archetypes. We probably will not see a chubby girl character in Street Fighter just because that series doesn't trend that way. Tekken, probably not also. Tekken and KOF tend to have more stylish, fashionable characters, even more so than Street Fighter. And unfortunately, all three of those franchises tend to treat, larger characters, like Big and Tall, or potentially BBWs, as like joke characters. So it's kind of a shame. But, hold up, but I do have something for you. I think there is one franchise that might give us, a playable BBW character. And I got you. Hold up. Other than Easlaugh. I need to play that. I absolutely need to play Easlaugh. Alright. Okay, so Erica Bartholomew is a character in Guilty Gear. She was in a novel. She was in a Guilty Gear novel in like 2002 or 2003. And then she appears in the story mode for Guilty Gear Strive. Now, while I think she's at a pretty healthy, weight. It's not like exaggerated as far as her size goes and her body type goes, but she is a bit larger, right? She is gonna be a bit larger than your typical, Guilty Gear woman character. So yeah, Erica Bartholomew. She was recently on a Guilty Gear Strive DLC survey, and yes, I voted for her because I think Erica needs her time. I think Erica needs her time to represent all the BBWs out there. Also, she is cute. She's an adorable character. Yeah, she was the president in the lore, and now she is the Secretary of State. And she's like in her mid to late 20s. Yeah, she was a 17-year-old president back in early on in the lore. I think now the character is like 20-something and Secretary of State. Yes, Erica Bartholomew. This is our best shot at a quote-unquote chubby female fighting game character. Captain, I hope you approve. I think this would be up your alley. Okay. So, let's see. I also one question I did get a lot was like, what's the origin of the name? And I did answer that earlier, Xenogears reference. But okay. Other than that, obviously, I am not a person who streams very often. A lot of technical things here and there, but I did it. I did the thing, and my audio might turn that off. yeah, I need to learn to stream more stuff. I need to learn. I don't even have a chat window up, but you know what? The chat's gonna live in the VOD for about a week at least. It's also gonna live in my heart, which is where all of you belong. My Deu fam, my little lamb chops. Okay. The girl in E's Laugh 2 is amazing. I talked to the dev about. What did the dev say? I think the dev is like a Japanese dev, right? Did you if you're able to, if we are privy to that conversation, how did that go? Yay. That is a game I do want to play. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Nah, hold up. I got a thing. I can at least talk about what's coming up next, right? Let's see. You know what? Why would I have it saved on my desktop when I can have it saved on social media, and then I could have to go to social media to put it up? It's certainly not because I'm unprepared. No, it's because I like to take extra steps. Extra steps means extra steps on the pedometer, which means progress, which means gains, right? Gains. That is large. That is large. That's super large. But, okay. That's a lot of me. Okay, this has been the introduction and hangout. On Tuesday, around 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I should have a triple feature coming up, and that's actually a format that I would like to do as a, sort of a standard, where I just play games that are thematically related to each other. Maybe they are inspired by each other, maybe they share certain commonalities like developer. In this case, there's a theme. And this is a theme. This theme is The Vigor of Old Men. These are games about sad dads. And I can promise you that one of those games is God of War. It's the PS4 God of War that got ported to Steam a little while back. And I'll play that, which is weird because, okay, I don't often play AAA games, but I do want to use this as an excuse to play more AAA titles that cost a lot of money to develop, hopefully not buy. Thursday, I will be playing. I'll be playing some random fighting games. I have a few that I do want to try out. Maybe I'll throw up Eslaf. Maybe Persona 4 Ultimax, but I do want to get on Fightcade and maybe play some randos, maybe body some scrubs, or in turn get bodied. Actually, as a matter of fact, on the schedule for me personally today, sometime later today, I'm going to be, I have a money match coming up. Yes, I am a fighting game player, and I am a scumbag who drunkenly accepted a money match. Well, not exactly a money match. It's a gift match. It's a gaming hardware match. So I bet a certain person, a certain arrogant person, that I could beat them in a 1st to 10 in a certain fighting game. A certain fighting game that isn't actually officially released. We will be playing the beta of that. And that's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Cracked beta for a hotly anticipated fighting game coming out next year. We are going to go play a 1st to 10. The last time we played, we were about even, so I think my chances of winning this one are great. Or decent. But his favorite character to play in this game, was nerfed from the 4th and 5th iteration of these games. Well, nerfed from the 4th, buffed from the 5th. And that's all I'm going to say. Well, his main is is a certain fighting game character who recently got memed because of a lack of footwear. And that's all. I think I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want the Cap Cops to come haul me away and turn me into lamb chops. But I'm going to be playing that. And I bet him a PS5. I will purchase a PlayStation 5. I will go out of my way to go through like the Twitter, Reddit, Twitch bots or Discord bots, whatever, to get a PlayStation 5 if I lose. But if I win, he's getting me a Steam Deck. He's getting me the 512 Steam Deck. I'm getting the big boy Steam Deck, so I can play Vampire Survivors on the toilet. Let's see. All right. So yeah, I've got money on the line. I hope I don't have to buy myself a second-hand PS5, because that would suck. By the way, if any of you know where and when I can get a PS5, please let me know. It's not because I think I'm going to lose, but I might lose. I might big lose. I might big lose, but you know what? I'll go out like a champ. Like a lamp. All right. So, yeah, this is utterly ridiculous. I loved it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to call that for now. Because my throat is parched. I have talked so much shit right now that I need to hydrate. And unfortunately, I am way too new to have a convenient hydrate button for you to redeem. So I'm going to hydrate on my own time. But I just want to say thank you for coming along. I hope to regale you with more ridiculous commentary in the future. I hope to share things that you may not have known about, things that you might dig. Might do some art stuff. Might talk a little bit about art theory in the future. But, okay, Captain. Yes, I have stalled for long enough. Okay, yeah, I can talk about it. It was just me asking about her because I didn't know Japanese, and I noticed there was a thin version of her. He replied with, when she can't burn any more calories, she becomes Saving Tina. As a last resort that floats around. She usually eats lots and stays chubby, then agreed chubby girls are cute too, lol. And, yes, chubby girls are cute. Girls of multiple sizes, shapes, forms, iterations, variations, multiversal counterparts are cute and lovely and are wonderful. Some guys too. Yeah, sure. All right. So everybody here in chat, I see you. Thanks for showing up. I am going to get used to OBS one of these days, but yeah, again, not interesting, but very cool, he replied. No, it's cool. That is super cool. It's super cool to have a dev reply to you. Because devs are people like us too. And like I mentioned it earlier, like human connections, cherished heirlooms of the self that we share. That's what a game can be. An expression of self shared by a creator, which transitions into an expression of self and an expression of the relationship of friends who play together. It's self-expression transforming into cherished memories. That is a game. That's what a game can be. Haha. Except for Overwatch 2. Fuck that shit. Alright. Peace. I'm out.